everyone, it's Tina Davies here. I am here today with Sally Choi. Sally is a local Toronto permanent makeup artist, and I'm really lucky to have her here today because she has an amazing background, very different. So that's why I invited her to come to the studio so she could share her story with you, and we can learn more from her. So Sally, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Tell me a little about you, your background, and how did you get into microblading?
So I've been in the dental industry for about 15 years, and I've worked in private practice. I also taught at George Brown College for a number of years, and then I went into sales and marketing for the corporate manufacturers in the dental industry.
So very different industry.
Very different, yeah. And I loved it, and I pretty much did anything and everything I could in that industry.
Well, you look so young. How long were you in that industry?
15 years in total.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've always wanted, and I always imagined myself to have my own business. And my passion has always been either in beauty or fashion. And so I thought, you know what, I'm getting older, and I don't want to waste any more time, and I don't want to be so envious when I hear other people's stories and keep saying, I wish, I wish, I wish. So finally, I just decided I'm going to just do it, no looking back. And I started researching like the latest trends in Asia because they're so far advanced compared to North America. And then I saw microblading, and I thought that's pretty cool.
And how long ago was this?
Gosh, this was 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
Or maybe 2 years ago, yeah. And so then I started looking for like who was training on this, and in Canada, there only 2 places popped up. And one was accredited, so I decided to go to that school. I was really disappointed in the quality of education because we found out while we were training, actually after we had just finished our course, that the person who was training us just learned how to microblade 4 months before. Yeah, and that was really disappointing because I felt like they neglected to teach so many important factors, like the client's medical history, possible medications that could affect microblading or permanent makeup, and infection control and sterilization, which they never covered. So many of the other girls who didn't have a health background had so many questions which the instructor could never answer, and no one's educated them on what not to do and what to do and what sort of things to look out for. And so then I just started doing a lot of research on my own because I felt I still needed more education on, learning the skin, and everyone has like something new that you learn. Yeah. Yeah, and I've never looked back, and I love it. I've been working a lot with cancer survivors, people with alopecia, which I find so rewarding. That's the biggest difference, which I love, because most people don't like going to the dental office, whereas here people want to come to see you because they know they're going to come for like a beautiful transformation, and they're so happy when they leave.
Yes, yeah. That's right. It's like you've changed their life forever.
Exactly, yeah. The instruments and the tools that were out there in terms of microblades, even if I bought a sterilizer, they weren't the quality that I could actually put through an autoclave because I knew that they would either rust or corrode. They had all these little compartments that no matter what would never become clean or sterile. No, so the chemical baths were banned in dental. And chemical baths are just terrible. They actually don't do anything, and the chemicals are so strong that they actually end up corroding a lot of the instruments and discoloring them. And once you get corrosion on any sort of handles or instruments, it creates an environment or a surface area where more bacteria can harbor. Right, so yeah, I mean, having an ultrasonic and then an autoclave, and your autoclave has to be a Class B autoclave, is ideal. But if you are using these handles that have all these different little compartments and pieces,
grooves and parts.
Yeah, the ultrasonic is not enough. You need an instrument washer. So as I was thinking of possibly using those pieces of equipment, I couldn't find the types of handles and blades and instruments that I could put into these.
That would hold up?
Yeah, that would hold up, or get cleaned and sterilized efficiently. This here is a dental instrument. It's not sterile, but I brought it so I could just show you the pieces of a dental instrument. And
so pretty.
yeah, they're beautiful, and you'll never get any corrosion or rusting. And that's really important because the corrosion and rusting gives the surface a rough surface. What you want to see in the instrument and the whole handle is that it's seamless. And so same thing with the microblading. Yours is all seamless. You don't have any breaks or gaps. Yeah, so definitely my biggest tip would be do your research on who you're getting your training from. Now there's so much available out there.
Sure. I'm sure you've been asked by people to train them or
and
teach
a lot,
for them.
And it's scary because there's so much out there. You don't know who's legit and who's not. So do your research, look at all of their before and afters, ask for references of past students. Sometimes go meet with them even, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and for me, when I had my training, one area where I was really upset was the products I got in my kit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we spend a lot of money on our training, and that training usually involves our kit. And to have products that aren't high quality and you end up just dumping it all because none of it really works.
Well, yeah, and then you have to start from scratch.
Exactly, and it's just so great if you actually get a kit with good quality materials, products that you're actually going to use when you go into practice right from the get-go.
Yeah, that's really important. Yeah, those are really, really great points. Again, it's saving you time, which then is just all part of the education. Otherwise, you have to retake courses, relearn things,
Exactly.
and then spend so much time just online researching all that. It's so confusing now. Before there wasn't enough information, now there's too much information.
Yeah. Absolutely, totally agree. And also invest in learning from different artists because you always learn something new and different from a different person. And then find what works for you, right?
Yeah, I would say that's a great point. That's why, like, you know, let's say next year you'll find somebody that, oh, I really love her style, take a class from her, I heard good things about this person, take something from them. Like, but do give it like a little time because you need to practice those skills before.
Definitely.
There's people that are taking classes all the time then maybe get a little too confused.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing such invaluable information.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.